Good evening, friends. Myself, Viral Mehta. I look after product piece for at IIFL end. We have Ritu Bansal with us. She's from Stockal team. Basically, we are here to help you to guide and suggest that how to open an IFL account, global investment account through a Stockal, and this global investment account will help us to make your investments in US market directly, how to open the account, how to do the fund transfer, how to buy stacks, or you can say the portfolio or the stock basket of stocks very easily. So this entire journey will be taking today. And if my friends have any questions, please note down your questions in the Q&A box. We'll take all the questions post the session is over. Ritu, are you corrected?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Ritu, please proceed. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for making time for this webinar. I represent Stockal, which is the platform for global investments for IIFL. There's been a lot of talk on global investments recently for the last 1.5 years, and people have started to invest in other markets outside of India. So IIFL helps you invest in those markets directly, which used to be a very difficult proposition once upon a time. I'll walk you through what global investments are and how do you open your account with digitally online, and how do you add funds digitally online. It's all now very easy and simple to do. I hope you can see the screen, Viral.
Yes, Ritu.
Why do we, what is the reason why people are going global nowadays? One, India is no more a closed economy. We are global citizens in true sense. We travel globally. In our bucket list today, we have international destinations as travel. Our children are going to study abroad. Earlier, it used to be a very small percentage used to send children abroad. Now, it's one of the aspirations for most well-to-do parents to send their children abroad. Second reason is also when I said a global citizen, we also move around for jobs also abroad. Second, dollar has, by the very virtue of developed and underdeveloped and developing economies, there are certain currencies like dollar, like euro, etc., which have done better over these developing economy currencies. And again, because of the virtue of these countries being very large, the returns in these countries are also much higher compared to what they are in India. We primarily are offering today is investments in US market because that's where the maximum traffic in terms of funding is also going for remittance, whether it's for education, whether it is for investments. US is where the main funding is going. Now, why look at US markets? US, not just in terms of global economy, shares about 40% of the global economy. It's also 35% of the capital markets globally. The largest names that you can think of are all there in US. Today, if you have to invest in companies like Google, if you have to invest in companies like Facebook, like Amazon, Netflix, Apple, the phones that you use, these companies' shares are only available in the US market. So you need to invest in these markets to be able to participate in their growth. I mentioned that by the virtue of the markets in US being a large and a developed economy, they have tended to outperform many other markets which are there. So I'll give you an example. If I take that last 10-year data itself in a consolidated form, Sensex would have given us a return of 277%. At the same time, NASDAQ has given a 501% return. This is as of December. And the rupee has depreciated by 40% in these 10 years, which also adds to your return. So if I have invested in a US market, let's say in a NASDAQ ETF itself, I would have made 541% return in these 10 years versus a 277% in Sensex. So I understand how do you now global markets make a lot of sense. I want to invest in these companies, but how do I go ahead and invest? And am I allowed? Yes, you're allowed. So RBI allows you $250,000 officially to be remitted per financial year. So between April and March, you can remit up to $250,000 per PAN without any questions asked. There are various purpose codes which are there. You just need to mention the right purpose code for which you are sending the money. As I mentioned, IIFL provides you the platform to invest in stocks, ETFs, going forward, maybe funds also. I have put down the site. How do you go to the site? So it's very, very simple. Now, what are the other features of this particular account? The biggest feature today is fractional shares. What does fractional shares mean? Okay, I'll take it to Indian concept. In India, which is the most expensive share that you see today? MRF. It's currently in the current markets about 70,000 rupees. Similarly, in US has some of the most expensive in terms of money wise shares. Which is the most expensive share in the world? It is Berkshire Hathaway. The share price is about $4,63,000. That's equal to 3 crores 40 lakhs. So one share costs 3 crores 40 lakhs. Not easy for an individual person to invest in. So what fractional share gives you is you can invest as little as $10. You can invest as little as saying, I want to buy only 1/10 of the share or 1/4 of the share, half a share. So you can buy in fractions of rupee of money or in numbers. It makes it so much easier to own these shares without shelling out that large sum. And in India, we do, if your broker suddenly vanishes, your money goes down the drain. But in US, you have an insurance up to $500,000. So in case if your broker does not exist or if he folds shut shop, you are covered up to $500,000 of your share worth. Apart from these two, we also have curated portfolios called stacks available on our platform. I will cover that slightly later in the presentation. We have about 5,500 stocks and ETFs available on our platform. There are Morningstar research. There is TipRank ratings, which are there to help you research these companies and ETFs to which one to invest and which one not to invest. There are 3 types of orders which are there: market, limit, and stop loss. What is not allowed on the platform? So no derivatives, because as per LRS, you cannot take leverage on your portfolio. So no shorting, no margin trading, no derivatives. On the other hand, also, you can only invest with clear funds. So no sell the stock and buy. It is not allowed. The settlement cycle is T+2. And when you call back the money from your investment account back to India, please add another 5 days for the money to get credited back into your bank account. The T+2 is basically from selling the share back to your investment account in the US. It's very simple to open your investment account online. All that you need is the basic details, your email, your phone number. In 15 minutes, your digital KYC will be done and you can go ahead and add funds. It's as simple as that. I'll run a short video which will walk you through how do you open these accounts online. To begin, let's take the
Ritu, you are showing something? Ritu,
Sorry?
are you showing something?
Yes.
A video?
Yes, it's not coming, is it?
It's not coming. It's not coming.
Just a second, I'll restart it. Just a second.
Yeah, please do that.
Can you see the video? Viral, can you see the video now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you. So as you would have seen, it's a very simple process to open your accounts. I wanted to repeat a few very important points. There are a few KYC documents before you start signing up for a new account. Ensure you keep these ready. So for your photo ID, we will require either your Aadhaar or your PAN or your voter's ID card or your passport, the front and the back side. Please take clear colored pictures that are required for you to upload. For address proof, only Aadhaar or voter's ID card, the front and the back are required. Please ensure on the Aadhaar card, one of the common mistakes that we've seen for which KYC rejections happen is many a times Aadhaar number is printed in front, but it is not printed at the back. Please ensure that your Aadhaar card has the number printed in the front and the back as well. This is for Indian residents. We also allow NRIs to open account on our site. For an NRI, for the photo ID, we require his resident permit, his national ID card, again the front and the back, the passport with photo, the driver's license front and the back. For address proof, we do not accept passport as address proof. Instead, an additional document, which is a utility bill, has been allowed. Please, I'll repeat, clear copies, colored copies will be required for you to upload. If you want, please note down these documents because these are utmost important for a smooth opening of account. You will not need to go back and forth once these are ready with you. In IIFL, for your benefit, we have just kept one plan, and it is the best in the industry. We do not charge you any annual subscription fees. It's zero. With that, you get unlimited investing power. So there is no limit on your investment that you need to do. You have a phone number, a 24/7 support, which is available to you. You have 5 trades free, market trades free per month. It is not available on the other 2 options, which is limit and price, which is it's not available on the other 2 options. It's only available on the market order. Post the 5th trade, you only pay 1 cent per share. And apart from that, we allow you all the research that is available on the site free of cost. You don't need to pay for the research. The 5 trades per month. Another thing, apart from the market order, it is limited to 100 shares per order, excluding the stop order. Now you've added your account, you will receive an email saying your account has been approved and you can go ahead and add your funds. So how do you add your funds? You can add your funds through 3 ways. Very simple. Through online remittance, there are few banks like HDFC, ICICI, Axis, Yes, Kotak, which allow you to do remittance through their net banking, albeit it is a limit of $25,000 per day limit. That's the RBI limit, hence these banks allow you that. So if you have an account with any of these banks, you can use their net banking to do the remittance online. But what if you're not banking with any of these 5 banks? So you have the option of going to the branch, filling up your A2 form and doing an offline remittance to your IIFL global account. The third option, which is a revolutionary payment, digital payment mode that we have just started, it's called Easy Fund. It is a wallet-based fund. So at a click of a button, you can use your UPI or you can use your net banking through NEFT to transfer money into your wallet from where the remittance happens. So you are not limited to the amount, except that whatever is your limit in terms of NEFT that you put on your internet banking, and on UPI, it is 1 lakh per day. Easy Fund is cheaper than any other option which is available, whether it is your online remittance on the bank or your offline mode, which is there. It is the cheapest of the 3. I will run the videos on how do you add funds and on our Easy Fund. Just give me a second. Viral, can you see the video?
Yes, I can. The voice has been muted.
No,
Voice is muted.
you can't hear the voice.
No, we cannot hear the voice.
Ouch. I'll restart. Very surprising. No, I'm running it. Can you hear it now?
No.
I'll just restart. Can you hear it now, Viral?
No.
Uh-oh. I'll just try again. I'm sorry, it should have worked. Can you hear this now?
No, Ritu, it is not audible. We can see the video running, but it is not audible.
I think.
You can run through simultaneously. You assume that video at your end is not working. You can run through page by page.
Okay.
Friends, will share the YouTube links also along with you.
Yes, please. I don't know why it's not,
No
not
issue.
being able to
We'll
hear.
send the YouTube
I'll,
link.
yes, please. I will also just run the Easy Fund video. I hope you can hear this. Otherwise, we'll share the video link also. It's available on YouTube for you to anytime go through it. Just a second. Viral, can you hear now in this?
No.
Okay. We're sorry about this. I'll run the video and we'll share the video link on the chat box. Please go through it at your convenience. There seems to be an error why we can't hear the video at your end. I'll still run it because it will show you the step-by-step process, and I'll share the link. Um, I'm sorry if you couldn't hear that. As I said, I'll share the link. I'll just summarize this in a few points. Once you log into your account, after your account has been approved, you can go on to the fund section, and then you'll see the button add funds. You'll need to one time add your bank details. That will help you for an online transfer. If it is any other bank, you can go and do an offline transfer. There is a third option, which is an easy fund. Once you click on easy fund, it will ask you to update your bank details from where you want to transfer the funds. Once you put in your bank details, you will receive an email from Digio for your KYC. It is a one-time process only. You need not do this each and every time when you send the money. So once you receive from Digio, the email, please go ahead and input your KYC details, which they will typically ask for your Aadhaar, your PAN details, etc. Once that is done, Digio will send you a
Ritu, I'm just sorry. I think so. There are a couple of few people are not able to hear your voice. I'm actually able to hear your voice. Can anybody please confirm? They can hear you properly. Yeah, please start.
Yeah, shall I restart?
Yeah, please.
Okay. As I was, I'll start. How do you add funds? I had run the video. We'll share the links to you at any given point in time. It's on YouTube. Look at it at your convenience, but I'll make a summary of that. So for adding funds, log into your account after you receive the email. You've created a login ID and a password. Once you log in, go on to fund. There is add fund. Once you click on add funds, it will ask you what is the amount you want to put in. Once you put in the amount, it will ask you to add your bank details. Now, the first one is an online transfer. So you can choose amongst the banks which are there and put in the details and do the online transfer. It will route you to your net banking. The second is the offline transfer, in which other banks like nationalized banks, etc., or in which these 5-6 banks are not available. Then you can download the A2 form and you can take it to your branch and do the offline transfer. Now, to make life easy, we have started the Easy Fund option, which is a wallet-based fund. So once you click on Easy Fund, it will ask you to fill in your bank details from where you're going to do the fund transfer. Once you fill in the bank details, you will receive an email from Digio, which will ask you to update your KYC. Your KYC is only done the first time and not each and every time you need to do the fund transfer. So there you need to update your Aadhaar, your PAN card, and basic details it will ask. Once that is done, Digio will send you a second email, which will be your A2 form. You need to digitally sign it. So you don't need to download, sign, and scan. You can just digitally sign and upload. Once it is done, it'll ask you to it'll take you to initiate transfer. When you click on initiate transfer, it'll take you to a page where you will have the option of UPI or internet banking. So if you do through UPI, you can only send up to 1 lakh per day. But if you through it through your net banking, whatever is your limit on the NEFT and RTGS that you've put in, you'll be able to transfer that much. Once the transfer is done, you need to download your bank statement for 1 year. And this is a RBI requirement, so we could not do away with that. So you need to transfer your bank statement, download your bank statement for 1 year, which also shows this particular transfer, and upload that. You have 48 hours to upload your bank statement. Whatever rate that is shown to you, at which the money will be transferred, is blocked for you for this period. So within 48 hours, you upload your bank statement and the money will be transferred to your wallet. From there, you can start trading. It's as simple as that. It's not very tough. What you pay in Easy Fund is also a fraction of what you will pay at the bank. It is discounted currency rates. Typically in banks, it is much higher. We almost half of what the banks charge. And apart from that, you also have fees which the bank charges for transfer. In our case, it is 425 plus GST. That's it. It's a flat 425 rupees. GST depends on what is the amount that you're going to transfer. It is not only simple, it's also cheap. Till now, I've discussed how do you open accounts and how do you add funds. Now you've added funds. Investing, the entire platform is available to you. You can go research on stocks, you can do ETFs. But there are, as I mentioned to you earlier, we have 5,500 options available. So only on basic index ETFs also, there are many, many options available. How do you choose and do you have the time to read it? And that's where we come up with our curated portfolios called stacks. Stacks are basically, there are various kind of stacks that are available. They're a basket of stock or ETFs, stocks and ETFs, depending upon what is the theme that has been chosen in that particular portfolio. So if I have to compare, explain stack from an India perspective, it is very similar to a PMS. We basically look at what are the various investment strategies, what is, what makes sense to look at to add together, what are the kind of economic trends which are running. So all that we understand and we put together. What does stack give you? Not just that, you can expose yourself to an industry or a theme. It is managed by an expert. It gives you diversified portfolio, as well as we rebalance it as and when we see that the stocks or the ETF needs to rebalance in terms of whatever are the trends and economic cycles which are required for it to do, which you will have to do on your own on a regular basis. But if you do not have the time or don't want to do this particular option is available to you. And the minimum amount, unlike in India where you invest in a PMS is minimum 50 lakhs, here you invest $1,000, about 75,000 rupees is what this curated portfolio basket is available to you. There are few sample stacks which I can talk to you about. We have something called electric vehicles. Electric vehicles is basically, it's the buzzword today because with fuel prices going up so much and pollution and climate change, electric vehicles are the talk of the town. So it's not just on the manufacture of electric vehicles, it also invests in the technology, the components, and anything which is related in the entire atmosphere of electrical vehicles. So, for example, electric vehicles has been running for the last 3 odd years. The fund, the stack has given a return, absolute return of about 155% in these 3 years. Some of the few names are like Tesla, Eaton, Taiwan Semiconductor, Emeren Corp, Amphenol, and these are all listed in the US. So this is a good way. Otherwise, you have to go and choose each and every company to put together a portfolio. This is a ready-made portfolio available to you. The other few options that we also have is healthcare. With COVID, suddenly healthcare, biotechnology companies have been in a lot of focus. So the healthcare portfolio basically brings across large, mid and large cap names in the pharma and the biotech industry, which are seeing expansion in the business and has seen a good stock price performance. The third option that we have is called the obvious portfolio. The obvious portfolio is our obvious names like the Apple, the Alphabet, which is Google, Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, Microsoft. These are all technology, internet, media companies in which we have seen the growth happen. And these are global companies also. So they cover OTT, cloud, SaaS, consumer electronics, everything. So we named it the obvious portfolio because these are obvious companies which, had you not invested in the last 2-3 years, you've missed out a big chunk of returns from them. The fourth option that we have is the global disruptor portfolio. The disruptor portfolio basically invests in those companies which are investing in AIs which are disrupting the normal day-to-day way of doing business. I'll just show you this. So they are looking at low correlation and growth-oriented companies. And so any technology company which disrupts the way old businesses, traditional businesses were working is a part of this particular stock portfolio basket. So these are the 4 options I have put together, and I've shown you how these portfolios have performed. Global Disruptor, for example, has given a return of about 67% in 3 years. So these are still continuing to be in focus, even with the continuing trend, because this is the future. So you have the option to invest in stocks, ETFs, or these portfolios as per your comfort, online within seconds. A commonly asked question is when you're doing global investments taxation. Though it looks very big, but the tax is very, very simple. You are taxed like capital gains, similar to unlisted and your debt fund capital gains. So if you're investing in a stock or a share, then your long-term capital gains is 2 years, and the taxation is 20% with indexation. But if you're investing in an ETF or any of the funds, then your taxation, long-term capital gains is 3 years, and your taxation is 20% with indexation after 3 years. There is tax on the dividend which is paid out. But unlike capital gains, which you pay once you bring the money back into India at the time of filing your taxes, so there's no tax which is deducted in US against your capital gains. You pay it here in India. But in case of dividend, US withholds tax or deducts tax of 25% at their end. We provide you a certificate of that, which you can adjust in India under the double tax treaty. So suppose you are on a 30% tax bracket, and there was a $10 dividend which was declared. On $10, 25% will be deducted upfront from the dividend as tax by US. So what will be paid to you is $7.50. When you're filing your taxes, if you had to pay $3 as tax, already $2.5 has been deducted. So in India, with that certificate, you only pay $0.50 now. There's another tax which has recently got announced since last year, which is TCS, which is tax which is deducted at the time of sending the remittance outside India. So above 7 lakhs, there's a 5% TCS which is deducted by your bank, or in case of it is easy fund, so it is deducted from that. So if you're sending in a particular financial year more than 7 lakhs, there's this tax, but it is adjustable in your taxes at the time of filing the taxes. I'll just repeat the tax slabs. It will become a little easier. Dividend is taxed as per your marginal tax rate. That means like your interest income, in whichever tax slab you fall, that is where it's taxed. There's double taxation. So whatever is being deducted in US, you have to pay net in India. Short-term capital gains for stocks is less than 2 years, and it is your marginal tax rate. Beyond 2 years for stocks is 20% with indexation. For ETFs and funds, it is 3 years, 20% plus indexation. Long-term capital gains, as I mentioned, is 3 years for ETFs and 2 years for stocks. And the taxation in both is 20% plus indexation. Short-term capital gain is marginal tax rate. If there are any questions on tax, I'll be happy to answer that. We have an app which makes life easy, investing easy on the go. Please download the app. It's called Stockal. It'll make investments, opening accounts, everything a lot more easier for you. Thank you. I'm happy to take questions. I'll leave you with our email ID. If you have any questions, please write to us at IIFL globalsupport@stockal.com. Or you can call us at 022-427-92153. I'll repeat, 022-427-92153. Happy to take any questions. I'm done, walking you through how do you open accounts, add funds, and what stacks are. There's anything, I'm happy to answer.
Thanks, Ritu, for the insight. Just for the benefit of all, I would like to just reframe it into the next 3 or 4 lines. What we need to do for a global account opening. First and foremost, one need to make a plan that we want to open this account. We want to invest in US market. We want to get the benefit of the global piece. For the same reason, we need to have just Aadhaar card for opening an account. Your name, email ID, and mobile number is more than enough. So once you have our Aadhaar card, front page and back page scan copy would be required. In terms of photograph, your live photo would be captured. Once this is done, account opening process is quite simple. In next 15, maximum 10 to 15 minutes, your account get opened. Account verification happens in US, so another 10-15 minutes maximum. What for verification it would require. Once the verification is done, you are ready to go to add funds. Adding funds, you can either add through your net banking, which your bank provides. Apart from net banking, you can also use Easy Fund, which is already inbuilt by our Stockal team. Easy Fund, cost wise, it is much beneficial than your net banking transfer also. Easy Fund will charge you 425 rupees only for transfer of funds, maximum 1 lakh per day, and that should help you. Once the funds are transferred, you are ready to go to purchase any stocks or ETFs or even stacks to that matter. Stacks means nothing but your basket of stocks. Coming back to the topic and question and answer, if you have any, please feel free to write all your questions. We will take all the questions one by one. Let's start with questions.
I have shared the video links for opening account, add fund, and the easy transfer on the chat box. Please view when you have the time. It is 2-minute video and it'll just help you understand how to do it more easily.
Thanks, Ritu. Ritu, I'm starting with questions. Let us take question one by one. There's a question from Mr. Mahesh. Who owns the demat account?
So there is no demat account which is required to be opened in your global investments. The custodian is Citibank in US, under whom all these stocks are held. So it is a basket under which all the stocks is available. You don't need to open a separate demat.
And very important thing, what I think so we have missed is the insurance part. So in case anybody goes, say bankrupt, worst case scenario, all the clients are insured.
I mentioned this. So there is, it is insurance which has been set by the US government. No broker can operate without this insurance. So up to $500,000 per customer, that insurance is available. So if your broker does not exist, doesn't matter. You will get paid through this insurance.
And I've also missed updating one more point, what already Ritu had said. Account opening is absolutely free. There are no AMC charges. First 5 trades per month are free. So technically one can start going immediately. I request all my friends to start their account opening process today itself. In case they have any problems, they can write on the email ID. If they face any problem, we are happy to help you there. Coming back to the questions, any hidden charges, Ritu? Mr.
No, so there is no account opening charge. The transactions, as I mentioned, your brokerage, 5 transactions are free in a month. The 6 onwards, you pay $1. Apart from that, you have, so when you transfer the funds for the first time, there is a $5 charge, which is deducted. And this is just a one time, and this is deducted for the dividend tax report, W8 Ben, to be provided to you. So there's just a $5 one-time charge on your first fund transfer, which is deducted. When you transfer money back from your US account back to India, so every time you transfer, the banks there deduct a $10 charge. So these are the 2 charges that is over and above your other charges which are there. If you use Easy Fund, then apart from the currency, and if you ever have done any foreign currency remittance, you will realize. So apart from the currency conversion at which your rupee gets converted to dollar, there are other bank charges which are also. So if you go through a bank, it depends upon the amount which you are transferring. Starting from 1,000, it goes up to much higher amounts. On Easy Fund, it is a flat of 425 rupees plus GST. So GST entirely depends upon what is the amount you are transferring. The minimum is 45 rupees and it keeps going up depending upon what is the amount that you're transferring. So, but the basic charge of 425 is flat. It doesn't matter what amount you're transferring. These are the only charges apart which are charged to you at any given point in time. There's no other hidden charges.
Thank you. We have a question from Mr. Srikanta Panda. He is interested in doing intraday. I hope that is not possible.
Not possible. As I said, it can be only done against clear funds. It's a violation in US. It's called good faith violation. And you will log into your account, you will find there's something called good faith violation. And you're only allowed 3 good faith violations. After that, your account gets shut. So there you can only do transactions with clear funds.
Okay. There's a question from Mr. Mahesh. Can we transfer our existing company shares in US to this demat account? As I said, there is no demat account, Ritu. And
no, okay, I'll answer this question. So on this platform, first point is that only individuals can open accounts because LRS is only applicable to individuals. Companies, HUFs, etc., cannot open accounts on the platform. Second is, so if as an individual, I guess when you're talking about existing company shares, do you mean by your RSUs and ESOPs, or do you mean by your existing investments? But yes, you can transfer, no issues. You can transfer it from your existing broker to this broking account. There's no problems at all. It's an off-market transfer.
Thank you. We have a question, brokerage slab. As I said, first 5 trades every month are free, post which the brokerage would be 1 cent per share. Am I right, Ritu?
Correct. So up to 100 shares per trade, you are allowed 5 trades free in a month. From the 6th one, it's 1 cent per share. But remember, it is only on market orders, not on stop limit or the limit order. Sorry, stop loss and limit order.
We have a question pertaining to mapping. So example, if a RM helps the customer to open an account, then RM needs to record the customer details and send it to us separately. We will help that customer to be mapped to you for future servicing. So as all the zonal heads are and all the zonal coordinators are aware what parameters are required for mapping, please coordinate with the zonal coordinators. We have also given an email ID for client interface. In case a client has any problem, the ID is IIFL global support @stockal.com. Please feel free to write to this email ID pertaining to account opening or easy fund transfer if you have any queries.
Any which ways, all of you, I just should have said this at the beginning. So we do also provide customer support to you guys at IIFL customers. So when you open an account, you will receive a call from our team to handhold you through any problems. And in case if there can be some KYC rejections, you will receive a call to handhold you in redoing the KYC once again. So if you receive a call from IIFL Stockal, please do pick up the call because it will be more to help you guide your way through the entire account.
Can I buy and sell the stocks on the same day or do BTST?
No, you cannot. As I mentioned, it is on clear funds. It takes T+2. So once you sell, you wait for 2 days. Once the funds get credited, you can buy.
There's a question, what kind of linkage will be there for us with respect to local IIFL ID and this Stockal ID? Let me answer this question, Mr. Shrikant. Both are different account per se, but through the IIFL login ID, you can open the Stockal account And if you are using the same IIFL app, then again login ID password for Stockal would not be asked for. So since you want to open an account, use your IIFL ID, go to the Stockal, and you can start the account opening journey. Automatically, your IIFL ID would be captured so that minimum documentation you can use it during your Stockal account opening process. Why US is not taxing capital gains?
That's as per the double tax treaty. So any of your global from dividends is not taxed in US at all.
Trades need to be placed during US market times only.
Yes, as of now, it is during market timings. We are working on making it available to you, but that's under progress, where you can also buy it outside of market hours. But at this point in time, it is 7 p.m. to 1:30 a.m.
Okay, so we need to trade during the US market timing. Off market orders, we are working on it, and soon you will be able to place your orders 24/7. That's what we are working on. There is a question. Can you explain indexation? Can you just give it in brief, Ritu?
Yeah, sure. Indexation is in the same way like you calculate in India. So every year there's an indexation value which is released by the government. So suppose you invested 3 years back, and at that point in time, the value of index was 150, and currently the value of index is 180. So which means when you are paying taxes, your capital has grown by that much of index value. Now, what does that mean? It basically means that the inflation for these 3 years have been calculated in an index form and given to you. So I have to give you an explanation. It is very basic explanation I'll give you, but that's not how the calculation works. It is very simple. You bought something worth 1 lakh. For the next 3 years, the inflation has been 5% each year, right? So your 100 becomes about 115 after 3 years. And let's say you made 125 rupees at the end of the third year. So you will pay taxes of 20% only on the difference. So 125 minus 115. So on 10 rupees, you will pay 20%. If I have to convert that to now indexation value, so let's say 2021, the indexation is 2000, and 2017 indexation, let's say, was 1800. So you do 2000 divided by 1800 into the value of the amount that you had invested. So if you had invested, let's say, $1,000, so you multiply that by 75,000 or whatever Indian rupee equivalent you had invested. That will give you the capital value of your investment at the time of paying the taxes. You minus that with the actual realized value that you've received. You minus the difference, and the difference is where you pay the 20% tax, not on the entire gains. It's the same way you calculate even on your property. You calculate on your debt funds here in India.
Thank you. There's a question, similar question, which we have already answered. Charges associated with the account. Account opening is absolutely free. What is the role of a franchisee and brokerage sharing? You can take it separately with Mr. Prasad. Prasad will be able to help you there. We have a question from Mr. Jagannath. Can we pledge these stocks in US account against FNO trades in our Indian account? Absolutely no. Both are in different.
No FNOs allowed, no hedging allowed, no leverage allowed. That's as per Indian government rules. You're not allowed to do that.
How does the brokerage on fractional stocks calculated?
One fractional stock is calculated as one stock. So whether you're buying 1/4, half, 1/10, doesn't matter. It's calculated as one stock for brokerage perspective. And it's just 1 cent.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than Indian brokerages.
Yeah, thank you. Does fund addition and withdrawal to and from US cost any bank transaction charges?
So as I mentioned, every bank has different set of charges apart from the currency conversion. So if you're using the bank's direct portal or the offline transfer, which is going to the branch, it is whatever the banks will charge you. But if you're using the easy fund option, which is the cheapest route, then you only pay 425 rupees plus GST. And when you withdraw, there's every time there's a flat charge which the US bank charges, which is $10. So till the time you don't withdraw it back to India, these that charge will not, the $10 will not be charged. You can keep the money there.
Easy fund transfer, what is the maximum limit for a day or a week or month? Do you have any
So
limit?
per day is under UPI is 1 lakh. Per day limit under, I'm talking about easy fund. Per day UPI is 1 lakh. And through your internet banking, it is whatever limit you've put on your NEFT or your RTGS limit on your internet banking. If you're using the internet banking direct online transfer option of the banks, those 5 banks that we had mentioned, then it is $25,000 per day.
Great. Do you have any AMC charges from second year onwards?
No.
Is crypto available for trades?
Not as of now. We're working on it, but no, nothing as of now.
Yeah, easy fund bank statement would be required for the easy fund.
Yes.
And
yes.
1 year
bank statement, including the last transaction, the UPI or the internet banking transaction that you've done. Please ensure that transaction shows in that bank statement. So once you do the transaction, you can immediately download the bank statement. It need not be one bank statement. So if your bank allows you only 3 months bank statement, you can download 4 statements and you can upload 4 statements. It has to be 1 year in total.
Okay. A question is there. 425 per transaction. Transaction.
Yes, it's irrespective of the amount. GST is depending on the amount.
Yeah. And your amount is 1 lakh, right? Maximum for
under UPI, Viral, under UPI. If you're using the UPI option, the UPI only allows you per day transaction of 1 lakh. If you want to invest more than 1 lakh, please use the net banking option in the easy fund option that is given.
So as per my understanding, I can use easy fund. I can start with easy fund and then route through net banking process.
Yes, so you have 2 options. So when you say initiate transaction, there are 2 options which is available to you which come online. One is the UPI. If your amount is 1 lakh or less, please use the UPI option if you've enabled on your bank. If you want to send more than 1 lakh, please go ahead and use your internet banking option there. So both the buttons will be available to you.
If we directly go to the bank side for transfer,
Yes.
they will charge
Yes.
us more. They will charge us more, and via easy fund, I will have to pay only 425 rupees.
Correct.
Okay.
Plus GST. As I said, GST is entirely dependent upon the amount that you're transacting. So the minimum GST is 45 rupees. It keeps going up depending upon the amount that you're transferring. So if you're transferring $100,000, the GST will be slightly larger. It won't be 45 rupees.
There is a question from Mr. Amit. 3 days ago, he has opened an account. How to transfer the fund, and is there any application for buying and selling stocks? How to transfer the fund, Amit? Please get in touch with your relationship manager. He would be able to help you with the easy fund video.
I've also shared the link on the chat. You can view from there.
There is in the chat box. We have already given the links, and this will help you to see the entire video. Transfer of funds is very, very simple. In case still you have any query, you can please write it to us on the email. We'll be able to help you there. Can we open an account for HUF for a company?
No, as I mentioned upfront, LRS is only for individuals. For company and HUFs, it's not allowed. So for that, you have to go through your, you have to open a bank account directly in US. And from there, you'll have to find a broker directly. In India, it's not allowed as of now. So LRS is only applicable to resident individuals.
There is a requirement of email ID and phone number.
It is given in the chat box.
Give it once again, so you can note it down. I've given in the chat box email ID as well as phone number. Once again, please note it down. This will be helpful for you for a future reference. Mr. Amit, you have answered your own question. If you transfer 1 lakh, you will be charged 425 plus GST.
What protection do we have in case of default by Stockal? Stockal is just a platform. Your a broker partner in US is Drive Wealth, and as I said, doesn't matter who is your broker partner there. There is an insurance of 500,000 US dollars which is there. So you are fully covered if your investment is up to $500,000.
There is a requirement of the presentation showed. Definitely, we'll share the presentations with our respective relationship managers. You can take it from them. Or not only this, the entire video, what we are currently going through, it is live on YouTube. We will be sharing the YouTube link once again so that all our participants can go through once again. What is the charges if withdrawal amount to India? As Ritu has already mentioned,
$10. No, you cannot short the stock. Holding or not holding, not allowed.
Ritu, can you guide us on the settlement period?
T+2, as I mentioned, when you sell the stock, the money comes into your account in T+2. And when you're transferring the money from that account back to India, it is T+3, but typically sometimes takes a day or here or there, depending upon your bank, crediting it. So we say ideally you should take 5 days in your hand when you're moving the money back to India. But if it is just the transaction, it is T+2.
We have a question from Mr. Panda. Are stocks bought from live market or is a passive investment like mutual fund?
There's as of now, we don't have mutual funds. We have stocks and we have ETFs, which are all live markets, and it is the best price that is available. So in US, there's a best price mechanism that works. So it is a live market. We haven't yet started mutual funds on the platform because in US, mutual funds is not a very famous way of investing. People typically tend to invest in ETFs or in stocks directly in US. Mutual funds are not as famous as India.
So can we say people prefer ETFs followed by stocks, followed by stocks?
Correct.
Is Axis Bank not showing in fund transfer
So
online?
it is available on the easy fund option. Axis Bank may not be having an online transfer option available.
So request Mr. Lokesh, you can go through Easy Fund. There you will be able to find the respective net banking fees. There's a question from Mr. Amol. Suppose a client transfers rupees 10 lakhs, then he will be charged 18% GST on 10 lakhs?
No. So it is the charges will work out to him for about 990 rupees. So there are various slabs in GST which is there. On 10 lakh of rupees, it will be approximately 990 rupees.
As it is already confirmed, we have 5 banks for transferring the funds.
On Easy Fund, any bank will do. We don't have restriction on any of the banks.
Great. More or less, we have covered almost all the questions today. Is this option allowed for non-residents? Yes, it is allowed except US.
So for non-residents, typically, if they have their bank account here in India, they can use any of the options to transfer money out of the NRE or the NRO. But if you're an NRI and you go and create an account, you will also have an option saying Indian bank account, other country bank account. So if he has an account in, let's say it's a Dubai-based NRI, and he wants to invest, so he can then upload his Dubai-based account online and he can do the transfer. So they're not restricting NRIs to send money only from his Indian account.
There's a question from Mr. Vinay. $10 every time we transfer.
Back from US to India. Yes, it is. It is a bank charge. You cannot do anything about
Are there any cess or surcharges over and about the charges what we have discussed?
So in no, there is no cess and surcharges which are there. These are flat charges that I've mentioned. There are cess and surcharges, those are applicable on your taxation in India. So when you are doing your taxation of 20% plus indexation, it is 20% plus cess and surcharges. So whatever taxes you pay in India has cess and surcharges, not in US.
Can a customer link multiple bank accounts also?
Yes, he can. He can.
He can. So we have answered all the questions. In case any more questions, please feel free to write down. We will answer those as well.
Thank you so much for taking your precious time and giving us an opportunity to walk you through the platform. We are there to help you make investments easy, investing abroad, which has been a dream for a lot of people. It was very difficult in the olden days. IIFL and Stockal both endeavor is to give you the entire platform which helps you earn the best returns possible on the money which you work very hard to earn.
So I request everyone here, you can try your account opening piece today itself. We are available to that extent. In case anybody has any query or get stuck to any stages, you shall receive a call back probably in the next 24 hours to that extent. And in still you have any query, you have our email ID. You can just write a mail to us. Our call center team will get in touch with you soon. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your time. Thank you.